We'll start over a little bit because we want to make sure we record some of the answers that you had. I guess just tell us a little bit about your time at Minot State and what you remember about the football team and playing some of those games. Do you have kind of a recollection of the games themselves and how things went? We know you scored a couple touchdowns and you were kind of a focal point of the offense. Do you remember much about the games themselves?
Oh, maybe a couple of them probably, but that's about it. I can remember a couple of times. In fact, I was thinking about a game here just the other day when you guys talked to me about that later. But we had a single wing was our football team. They didn't have the T formation yet. I think it started about the year or so afterwards. So Wes Luther, he was the main runner at the time, and I was out in the single wing, and then there was a fullback, and there was a blocking back, I suppose. And but I remember this one game. We were playing. I think it was probably Allendale, and we had this one play where Luther was back here, and he would go like this here, and I would come around and take the ball from him, and that Statue of Liberty, whatever they called it. And this play, when I come around here on this side, hell, there was nobody over there. Nobody even followed me. He took the ball into the line, and see, they got him up. So I mentioned it in the huddle. And so a couple plays later, we played the same game, or the same play. And I come around like I was going to take the ball from him, and I made sure they could see that I didn't, because then he started into the line, and geez, they just piled him up, and just as he hit the line, he went like this here, over to me on the side there, and I went clear down. It was about 50 yards to the goal line and hit the post there at the goal line, the small post.
Yeah, it obviously the game's changed. Do you still follow football a lot? Do you watch any games and stuff?
Oh yeah, quite a bit.
So you guys use the no face mask, leather helmets, right? That was kind of the style back then.
I think they started that one about that time too, if I remember right.
Okay.
The one.
Obviously we're celebrating our 90th year of football, and the date is the exact date, which I think is kind of interesting. The 90th year of football on the exact date this weekend on Saturday. Can you just talk a little bit about the history of Minot State? Have you been able to follow the Beavers through the years and kind of keep up on how the teams have been doing?
Oh, off and on kind of thing. And then, so like when my son, when he played up there, I went to a few games up there and stuff. But that's about it. I didn't carry it too close.
Sure.
Oh, I'd always watch to see how they were doing, on the paper or on TV or something.
You see we beat Mary a couple weeks ago?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Talk about what you remember about Herb Parker and playing for Herb.
Well, he came the first year that the year I started college up there, and he coached basketball too, Right. And so I played football, played basketball, and I even played a little semi-pro baseball with the Minot baseball team up there when I was going to college, making about $30 a game, something like that. It was pretty good money at that time. And yeah, Herb was a good coach. I liked him. He was very good.
Hopefully we can get you up to the stadium to see the new area. We were talking about a little bit before off camera. Where you guys played was the library, and we moved it up. Have you been able to see the new facility or seen any pictures or anything of what we've done with Herb Parker Stadium? Have you had a chance to look at that at all?
Well, about how many years back are we talking about? Would you think that I would see something in there?
Yeah, it's been about, we put in turf, because everybody puts in turf now, about 6 years ago, and then they took the old stands out of the side hill and put in new stands, and then we actually just built our new press box this last year. So
yeah, I don't think I've seen any of that since then.
Okay.
Since they did that. I remember they put something up one time when I was up there, and I saw this part of it.
Sure.
But
We were told that you graduated just in 3 years and
Yeah.
did the quick route. Talk a little bit about Minot State beyond just the football aspect of it. How much do you remember about going to class and just maybe the social aspect of going to school in Minot back then?
I really don't remember too much about that stuff. I remember practice teaching, and they had the practice teaching and all that stuff. But I really can't remember a whole lot about it without, looking it up or something.
Sure.
But,
Well, we brought you a jersey.
Oh, really?
We brought the number 25.
Oh, yeah.
We'd like to see that. A little different, probably color than what you guys.
I kind of
had,
remember
but,
that.
we wanted to make sure you had the number 25. So
25.
here you go.
Well, thank you a lot.
You bet.
That's really
Thank you.
neat. Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. Number 25, yeah.
I don't think he's been out of the house other than go to the clinic more than, the last time he played golf was the first part of September.
Still playing golf
Yeah.
though. I like
I
that.
did, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, he played golf.
You know what? That's actually what we needed. We won't take up any more of your guys' time.
Well, this is sure nice of you.
Yeah, well, we're glad we came down, especially when we heard we weren't sure if you were going to be able to make it. We wanted to make
Yeah.
sure we came down,
Yeah.
and we really hope you guys can get up.
Yeah.
Totally understand if you can't. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure we won't, because I've been thinking about it and talking about it, and I thought, I can't make her.
Sure. Well, it's great to be able to chit chat with you. I'm a history guy. I really like the history, and like I said, I'm surrounded by those yearbooks, and I try to go through them as much as possible because I'm not from here originally. So I've been trying to get used to the background and what all about it. So it's been really an honor to get a chance to chit chat with you for a few minutes. And like I said, we hope you can get up, and we understand if you can't, and hopefully you take a peek at the paper or the news each night when we're playing. And
Oh, yeah, every time I always pay attention when I read Minot State in the paper.
yeah.
Because, actually, Jack and our two sons both went to Minot State.
Right.
So,
My youngest son, when he was a freshman, before they even started playing the season, they were practicing,
it was a scrimmage, I think.
and one of the guys helmeted him in the back, and he had a little big thing like that on his back, and he couldn't play any after that.
Oh,
Well, he
no.
didn't
So he never
say
got to play.
anything about it, and he went to the game with Mike and Sue. That's his wife.
Okay.
Mike's wife. And Tom got kind of dizzy, and he said, "Boy, I don't feel good." So they said, "Well, what's wrong?" "Well, I got hit in the back." And they looked, and here he had a hematoma that was about
Oh,
the size
geez.
of a softball. So they took him to the emergency clinic, and there was a doctor that was there that saw him. And then we went up the next morning because they called us, and we took Tom to the clinic with the doctor. The doctor said, "I absolutely am not going to okay you to play any more football." He said, "Unless you want to end up in a wheelchair."
Right.
So that was it. And Tom, he was so mad, and he cried and he cried and he cried. And he wanted to play because he loves football
Right.
really much. And
Huh.
so then Luther got him a job.
Well, I went up there a little later, maybe just a little while later, and I went out to lunch with Luther, and we got to talking. I says, "Haven't you got a job for him? He can't play no more." "Yes," he says, "I have." So he got the equipment manager's job,
Okay.
and so he had that all the time. Well, he was,
Nice.
which helped him out.
Sure. Got to be around it a little
Jack
bit.
and Luther roomed together. You knew that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
well,
Yeah, they were roommates.
Luther, the first year, he only went till the first quarter was over. And then he was out to California with his daughter, or his sister. Then he came back and played the second year, the first quarter. He went back again. So then the third year came, then he stayed, and so he was still playing after I left,
Okay.
I
Yeah, he's a
mean,
little bit younger because you started off in the service, right, and then went to school. Is that what
Yes,
you
I
said?
was in World War II, and age 19 when I went in, the day I remember I went in to go to the service in Virginia, my 19th birthday. And then I was in there until the war was over. and I spent 18 months in the South Pacific. Then we came back. We went out again, ended up on Okinawa. That's where I ended up. When they dropped the big bombs, you know, it was only about 500 miles from where we were. Because we were the closest to Japan at the time, Okinawa was. So that was kind of interesting. So I was in there about 3.5 years. Then I got out and I went to the training school, they called it down here, for delinquent kids. Because they had baseball was a big thing at that time, really big in the state of North Dakota. I think every town that had 9 guys had a team, you know. And the state tournament, there was 36 teams in the state tournament. And we didn't win it the first year, but they got to pick 3 utility guys and 1 pitcher to go with the team to the national in Battle Creek, Michigan, and they picked me and our catcher. The next year we won it. So we got to go back the next year again to that national tournament in Battle Creek, Michigan, which was kind of fun.
Yeah, but that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And,
Sean played college baseball for us.
Did you?
yeah.
And now I'm a coach.
Yeah, he's one of the assistant coaches for
Really?
baseball, and then works in our office too. He's our photographer, so.
Yeah, they selected me to the Hall of Fame in North Dakota in baseball.
This
Nice.
picture is down at Jamestown.
Right, the Civic Center.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very neat. Very neat. Okay. Well, like I said,
Yeah.
guys, I really appreciate your time.
Well, it's so nice of you folks.
Well,
to
yes,
come.
heck.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice to
Yeah.
meet
I'm
you.
glad.
We'll get that microphone off you there.
I won't get up there, but
Okay.
nice to meet you.